On the 23rd of August, 2025, the coastal city of Sanya on China's Hainan Island was thrown into chaos. Winds roared at 150 miles per hour, rain fell like a wall of water, trees were ripped out of the ground, and buildings shook violently. One man narrowly escaped death when a massive tree crashed down just inches away. This was Super Typhoon Kajiki, the strongest storm ever recorded in the region. But the nightmare didn't end there. Just one day later, another storm, swordfish, followed in Kajiki's path, hammering Hainan and southern China again. Two back-to-back super typhoons didn't just unleash destruction, they also left a chilling question. How much has our climate already changed, and are we ready to face it? At 11 a.m. on the 23rd of August, Kajiki's eye was located about 400 miles, 650 kilometers, offshore from Sanya. At first, it was just a strong tropical cyclone, but it quickly gained strength as it crossed the warm waters of the South China Sea. By afternoon, winds had reached 150 miles per hour, the equivalent of a strong Category 4 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. China's Meteorological Center issued a yellow warning, and within hours raised it to red, the highest alert possible. When Kajiki made landfall on Hainan, Sanya was paralyzed. Torrential rain turned streets into rivers, neighborhoods vanished underwater, trees toppled, rooftops were torn away, and ships were pounded by towering waves. Meteorologists described Kajiki as undergoing explosive intensification, something seen only in the world's most dangerous storms. After crossing Hainan, Kajiki began to weaken over land, but left behind widespread flood risks across Guangdong and Guangxi. And before people could even recover, another storm, swordfish, formed and tracked toward the same region. By the evening of the 24th of August, swordfish had strengthened into a violent typhoon with wind gusts of 9,115 miles per hour, battering Hainan and southern China with record-breaking rain and wind. Facing disaster, Chinese authorities launched urgent emergency measures. The Ministry of Emergency Management activated a Level 4 disaster response, deploying crews to Hainan to reinforce levees, monitor reservoirs, and organize evacuations. Over 20,000 residents were moved out of high-risk areas, while more than 30,000 fishing boats carrying 21,000 fishermen were ordered back to safe harbors. Sanya issued a red alert and shut down all public activities, schools, construction, transport, and businesses. Hundreds of flights were canceled, 3 major ports were closed, and highways were cut off across neighboring provinces. Rescue efforts continued through the night. Elderly residents in nursing homes were ferried out in inflatable boats. Schools and community centers were turned into shelters for tens of thousands of people. Volunteers distributed bottled water, food, and blankets. One young mother, clutching her child, recalled, "We had only minutes to leave. The wind howled like a monster. I've never seen anything like it." Why were Kajiki and swordfish so powerful? Meteorologists point to unusually warm sea surface temperatures in the South China Sea, nearly 3 degrees Fahrenheit above average this August. Warm water is the fuel that drives rapid intensification. On top of that, disrupted atmospheric circulation and shifts in the jet stream made both the path and strength of these storms harder to predict. This is no longer rare. Since July, China has endured a series of extreme weather events, record-breaking rainfall, severe droughts, and flash floods. Experts warn that climate change is making East Asian typhoons not only stronger but also less predictable, making disaster response far more difficult. Human toll. More than 50,000 people were evacuated, and thousands of families lost their homes. Survivors will carry the trauma of roaring winds, falling trees, and rising water for years. Social disruption. Hainan's entire transport system shut down. Highways were destroyed, bridges closed, and hundreds of flights cancelled, stranding thousands of passengers. On social media, haunting images of flooded streets and residents climbing rooftops to escape went viral, fueling both fear and urgent rescue efforts. Economic damage. Losses are estimated in the billions of dollars. Infrastructure collapsed, power grids failed, and communications went dark. Agriculture was devastated. Over 740,000 acres of rice, 190,000 acres of fruit orchards, and 140,000 acres of rubber trees were destroyed. Coastal fish farms were wiped out, and saltwater intrusion now threatens farmland for months to come. Environmental impact. Floodwaters swept away debris and soil, polluting rivers and reservoirs. Landslide risks soared. Reservoirs neared capacity, forcing controlled discharges that added even more pressure downstream. The back-to-back strikes of Kajiki and swordfish leave critical lessons. First, disaster-resilient infrastructure, from levees and drainage to housing, must be upgraded to withstand increasingly violent storms. Second, early warnings and rapid evacuations are life-saving. The safe evacuation of more than 50,000 people shows just how crucial quick action can be. Third, climate change is no longer a distant concern. It is here, now, reshaping how disasters unfold. Governments, communities, and international partners must work together to respond. Kajiki and swordfish weren't just storms, they were a brutal warning. We now live in an era where natural disasters strike harder, faster, and closer together than ever before. In the face of such overwhelming force, Humanity has only one choice: prepare better, stand together, and take stronger action against climate change. Hainan endured, and its people rose from the wreckage with resilience and solidarity. But this isn't just China's story. It's a lesson for all of Asia, where storms are intensifying, and a wake-up call for the entire world. Be ready, because disasters won't wait for us to prepare. Thank you for watching this episode of Raging Planet. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss future insights on climate and nature. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for the latest updates. Some visuals in this video are for illustration only and may not represent the exact events. Always stay updated with weather forecasts and have a safety plan for you and your family. See you in the next video.